Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
I've been going out with a girl, her name is Julie, but last night she said to...
But I'm good at war. I've had a lot of wars of my own. I'm really good at war. I love war. I would bomb the shit out of them.
I'm more militaristic than anybody in this room. I know more about ISIS than the generals do, believe me.
When Donald Trump speaks about foreign policy, it scares the hell out of me.
We're about to turn over the nuclear codes of the United States to an erratic individual.
And you can tell them to go themselves.
Harry Truman, with what he did, having the guts to drop the bomb. And here's a man who would do the same thing.
I'd blow up every single inch. There would be nothing left. There would be nothing left.
If you want to see the best of America, you need look no further than Army Captain Khizr Khan. He was born in the United Arab Emirates. He moved to Maryland as a small child. He later graduated from the University of Virginia before enlisting in the United States Army. In June 2004, he was serving in Iraq. One day, while his infantry unit was guarding the gates of their base, a suspicious vehicle appeared. Captain Khan told his troops to get back, but he went forward. He took 10 steps toward the car before it exploded. Captain Khan was killed, but his unit was saved by his courageous act.
Tonight we are honored to stand here as parents of Captain Khizr Khan and as patriotic American Muslims. As patriotic American Muslims with undivided loyalty to our country. Hillary Clinton was right when she called my son the best of America. If it was up to Donald Trump, he never would have been in America. Donald Trump consistently smears the character of Muslims. He disrespects other minorities, women, judges, even his own party leadership. He vows to build walls and ban us from this country. Donald Trump, you're asking Americans to trust you with their future. Let me ask you, have you even read the United States Constitution? I will gladly lend you my copy. In this document, Look for the words. Look for the words liberty and equal protection of law. Have you ever been to Arlington Cemetery? Go look at the graves of brave patriots who died defending United States of America. You will see all faiths, genders, and ethnicities. You have sacrificed nothing and no one.
There was a man named Khizr Khan speaking at the Democratic Convention. His son, Captain Humayun Khan, was killed serving in Iraq, and he had some very tough questions for you. He said you wouldn't have even let his son in America.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know that. I saw him. He was, very emotional and probably looked like a nice guy to me. His wife, if you look at his wife, she was standing there. She had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. You tell me, but plenty of people have written that. She was extremely quiet, and it looked like she had nothing to say. A lot of people have said that.
Without saying a single word. Every person with the heart, with the kind heart felt it. Please, Mr. Trump, feel that pain and you will be better with understanding me. Please. I am very, upset when I heard that I didn't say anything because I was in the pain. If you are in the pain, you fight or you don't say anything. I am not a fighter. I can't fight. So that best thing I did was quiet.
Running for president is not an entitlement to disrespect Gold Star family and Gold Star mother not realizing her pain. Shame on him.
When we got back home, our 4-year-old granddaughter said to her grandmother, "Why were you so upset? Why were you so sad?" A 4-year-old person can feel that sadness, yet the candidate for the President of the United States cannot empathize with the people that he wishes to lead?
Okay, for a start, his wife has explained that she chose not to speak because she gets too upset when she sees images of her dead son's face, you fucking arsehole. But I'm sorry. Please continue.
He said you have sacrificed nothing and no one.
Well, that sounds, who wrote that? Did Hillary's scriptwriters write it?
How would you answer that, Father? What sacrifice have you made for your country?
I think I made a lot of sacrifices. I worked very, very hard. I've created thousands and thousands of jobs, tens of thousands of jobs. I think
those are sacrifices?
Oh, sure, I think they're sacrifices. I think when I can employ thousands and thousands of people, take care of their education, take care of so many things, even in military. I was very responsible, along with a group of people, for getting the Vietnam Memorial built in downtown Manhattan, which to this day people thank me for. I raised, and I have raised, millions of dollars for the vets. I'm helping the vets a lot. I think my popularity with the vets is through the roof.
No! No, they are absolutely not! They are self-serving half-truths from a self-serving half-man who has somehow convinced half the country that sacrifice is the same thing as success.
A big part of reporting on the election is, of course, dealing with the war of words, but also following up on what matters, whether it's Hillary Clinton with Wall Street speeches and whether they'll be released. We stay on that. Donald Trump. Now, you remember back when Fox had the debate and he skipped it because he said he was going to raise money for vets, raised over $6 million, vowed to donate it to various groups, and there was questions then, and there are questions now about where that money went. CNN investigative correspondent Drew Griffin doing digging for us on this once again. Had Trump's campaign manager on recently, asked him if they would help with this. He says the money is accounted for. We've given all that and then some, and it will be delivered over to the media. What did you find?
Found the same thing that you found, Chris. A lot of promises from the Trump campaign about where this money went, but not a lot of answers. And it just shouldn't be that hard. Number one, in the big scheme of things, it's not that much money, and the accounting is not that difficult to do. Independently, we've tried to go around the Trump campaign, asked these veterans groups what kind of money they got or were promised. Very few of them, though, Chris, have been willing to talk to us at all, let alone confirm what they got. So here is what we have in terms of accounting for the $6 million, all according to the Trump campaign as of their last accounting. $2.9 million has been distributed, according to Trump's campaign, to 27 different veterans groups. $1 million of those dollars personally donated, we're told, by Donald Trump himself. But that leaves $3.1 million, or roughly half of the money, yet to be accounted for. And despite those promises, we still don't have an accounting.
Now, let's give benefit of the doubt here. What could unaccounted for mean? Could it mean that people pledged and then didn't put up? Does it mean money was distributed, they're just not sure where? Is there any good explanation?
I don't see a good explanation, and we should say that money has been distributed, and veterans groups that would talk to us were very appreciative of the money that was donated to them. But we've got $6 million, half of it accounted for, half of it not. We've been asking for 4 months now from this campaign, where did it go? We asked this of charities all across the nation, as you know, Chris. It's not hard to do, so we're just asking again. Trump campaign, please tell us where this money is, where it's going.
Presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump is facing scrutiny this week after questions emerged over what happened to millions of dollars he allegedly raised for veterans at a fundraiser in January. Trump held the fundraiser after he refused to take part in a debate organized by Fox News. At the time, Trump claimed he had raised over $6 million, but a recent Washington Post investigation revealed that only about half of the money was actually paid out to veterans groups. Soon after the Post article was published, Trump began cutting more checks. More than a dozen veterans groups reported receiving money from Trump over the past week. On Tuesday, Trump held a press conference to defend his actions.
I have raised a tremendous amount of money for the vets, almost $6 million, and more money is going to come in, I believe, over the next little while, too. But I've raised almost $6 million. All of the money has been paid out. I have been thanked by so many veterans groups throughout the United States. One gentleman called me up recently crying that out of the blue he got a check for $100,000. But I have been thanked by so many groups, great veterans groups. And by the way, outside you have a few people, they're picketing. They're sent there by Hillary Clinton, and they're picketing that the money wasn't sent. The money's all been sent.
Donald Trump went on to attack the news media for raising questions about the money. At the news conference, Trump called CNN's Jim Acosta, quote, a real beauty, and ABC News reporter Tom Yamas a sleaze.
I'm not looking for credit, but what I don't want is when I raise millions of dollars, have people say, like this sleazy guy right over here from ABC. He's a sleaze in my book. You're a sleaze because you know the facts, and you know the facts well.
When a reporter asked Trump if this is how he plans to conduct a White House news conference if elected president, Trump replied, quote, yes, it is. Meanwhile, in New York City, veterans rallied outside Trump Tower to denounce Trump for using them as campaign props. Perry O'Brien, who served as a medic in Afghanistan, criticized Trump's rhetoric.
I'm here because when I served in Afghanistan, I served with women, I served with Muslims, and I served with Latinos, all groups that Donald Trump has maligned and even threatened. All of those folks actually donned the uniform. They actually served their country. As far as we can see, as veterans and in the military community, Donald Trump only seems interested in serving himself.
Well, for more, we're joined by another member of Vets versus Hate who was outside Trump Tower in the news conference that Trump held. Julio Torres, he's an Iraq War veteran, currently serving in the military as a chaplain's assistant. He is also a graduate student at the Union Theological Seminary here in New York. Julio Torres, welcome to Democracy Now! Your thoughts on what happened inside the building as you were protesting outside. Why were you there?
Well, I was there because my fellow veteran brothers and sisters decided to take a stand against Trump's hate messages. You know, inside he was talking about the $6 million he raised and making arguments for that, but it's not about the money, it's about the integrity he has shown, or lack of integrity. And so myself and others stood up against that. We don't want to have our Muslim brothers and sisters, our Latino brothers and sisters used as scapegoats, and nor do we want to be used as prop for hates.
Honestly, the main takeaway from these 2 weeks is that, incredibly, we may be on the brink of electing such a damaged, sociopathic narcissist that the simple presidential duty of comforting the families of fallen soldiers may actually be beyond his capabilities. And I genuinely did not think that that was a part of the job that someone could be bad at.